trophy nut order system, as you heard Heather talk about earlier, the TNOS system. It's a great system that we've put together. We were actually the first, we were actually before the cookie companies to do an internet site for Girl Scouts. So we've been doing this quite a while here. But at trophynuttorders.com, if you punch it in, this is the screen that you'll get. Once again, as you know, it's 24/7. You're able to work on it whenever you like, and there's a lot of great things that'll pop up here. So we put in trophynuttorders.com. What do we see? First on the left-hand side, system choices. We look down, there's a few things that I'm going to point out. The rest of them you can really ignore, if you will. The clip art, great clip art. So if you're a troop leader and want to do perhaps a web page or maybe do something to print out, you can go get clip art from the sale. It's all in there. Wonderful stuff. Then I would move down to nutritional information. All of the products that you see here, plus all the other Girl Scout items. The way it works for selecting products is that we come with about 38 items, and then the council selects based upon national sales, regional sales, and your council's past history of sales. So we've selected down to the best for your area, but that doesn't mean that there's not 20-something other items that are on there. So I don't want to confuse anybody. There's all of the items that we sell in Girl Scouts are there. Nutsforknowledge.com is the other thing that I'd like to point out. So you can click on that, and you can get access to nutsforknowledge.com. What we want to do when we want to place an order is we'll go into 2010-2011 order system. Click on that. This screen right here will come up. You put in your user ID and password, which you're getting from, well, Heather will give them to the service units will give them to the troops. Is that right, Heather? Mm-hmm. We get this right here. The first thing we want to make sure you do is we want to make sure that the service units, you go into here and look and make sure that all the details are correct. And they should be this year. This is the first year that your area has done this, so everybody up here should be fine with it because it's new. But sometimes there'll be carryover names or addresses. Maybe you have a wrong phone number or something. So you want to go in, just verify all the information is correct in here. Now we have different sites. So this is service unit details. This is address for delivery, and this is one for forms up here. You probably already have that in because we're late with this training, right, compared to others. So then click Troops under Views. If you want to add a new troop, just go in right up there. You'll get this screen here. Once again, make sure the troops verify all their information, make sure it's correct. That's real important. We also have a report section that is really cool. This is for service units, and this is for troops. You want to make sure that the info, like I said, is correct. So if it's not correct, you'll click the edit button right here. You want to make sure to fill in the number of girls registered. We seemingly in the past have had a lot of times they'll leave it blank or put 1 or the numbers are off. We really need this information. It's important so that the council can judge how many girls are selling, how many are participating in the sale. It gives the council and us, Trophy Nut, viable information down the road on deciding what products to sell and how recognitions, etc. So that is really important.
So do you want the number of girls registered or the number of girls registered that are selling?
We want the number of girls registered in that troop.
Okay, because if the troop is mixed age, it may be only one age
That's
group
great.
that's going
Yeah.
to sell.
Oh, that's a good question. Heather, how do you want that in there? If it's a mixed troop.
Let's still put registered.
Number of girls
Yeah,
registered
number of
is
girls
like
registered.
20-some girls, but we're only going to have 5 girls sell.
Yeah,
Right.
that's still valid.
If girls want to opt out, and you'll probably have a small number, is that only for the older girls? Is that right?
We actually weren't able to do it because of a lot of different reasons. So,
Oh, you changed,
yeah,
we
sorry.
changed?
I forgot
Okay.
to change the slide. My
So
bad.
ignore the opt-out button, and we can get rid of that button. By the way, I can take that off
Thanks.
for you.
I have a question here.
Sure.
Yes.
Can you repeat that question that she just asked about that? I didn't quite hear that question.
Girls registered versus
We were talking about girls being registered, and there's a place on the screen that says number of girls registered for the troop. So we're asking that you please put that number in for the number of girls registered. Even if you, let's say you have 5 girls in right now, but you know that 4 more are going to join, put 9 down. You can go in and adjust it later, but you're less likely to go in and update it than you are to come in and change it. So please go in and put that 9 down. You'll see it under the troop information. There's only about, 12 different slots there. Your user ID and password is in there, your address, phone number, etc. So we're just talking about that number of girls registered.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you want to add girls to your troop, you just go in right here. Now you can add, edit, or remove girls at this point. Okay, so we want to go in here. We always, by the way, want to go down to the bottom and hit add or submit, one of those two buttons on all these screens. Okay, so if you want to add a girl, you're going to enter the girl's name. You're going to also put in the girl's Nut Plus name. We haven't talked about Nuts Plus yet. Heather mentioned it, and that is our new online nut ordering system. So very similar to what Kevin talked about with QSP and going on magazines online. This is for nuts online. We're going to get more into that in just a second. Anyway, so we want to put those in, your girl's name and it may be a slang name or a nickname for Nuts Plus, depending on how she wants to do that. This information for Nuts Plus is going to transfer over to TNOS. They talk to each other. Okay. The TNOS system will automatically calculate and populate the incentives that the girl has achieved. So anything that they sell, also they're going to put magazines in as well. So the troop leaders, I believe, Heather, is that right? The troop leaders instead of the girls will be putting that information in. Once they put it in, that'll give them their recognitions. Everything will be online. You'll be able to print out reports, etc. And I'll show you how that goes in just a second. So to enter orders, what you want to do is go down here, and here's a scroll down button right there. You can find your troop, add a new order. One thing we want to be careful of, see the submit button right here? It says magazines and products. That's where you'll go in to enter your magazines. You'll see, actually I have a screen on magazines next, I apologize. But when you click that, it's going to lock you out. It's going to lock that troop out, which means you won't be able to add any more orders. So we only do that when you're submitting the very last day. So when Heather says your deadline is, I don't remember the deadline, but here's the last date, that's when you go in and you hit submit. Okay? And if you hit it for both magazines and nuts, if you do it before, you won't be able to enter anything else. Now, can we readjust? Can we change that? Yes, we can, but it's a little bit of a, we're bothering the council at that point and doing it. So let's try to not do that. Okay. Here's our order entry screen for entering orders. So here's your troop number, your girl, the age group. You're going to open all those. Here's that magazine area that I was talking to you about. So you'll put in the magazine subscriptions sold, the address booklets, dollar sold, address booklets, web mags subscriptions sold, and dollars sold for the web mags right there. So you just entered that in. As Heather mentioned earlier, you're just putting totals in. You're not putting in exact magazines or people that ordered them. So very easy, okay? And here's our nut order area. So you just put in, it may be a care to share product, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. Or it may be, oh, I apologize, we're not,
No, that's okay.
we're not doing care to share, pardon me. It may be one of the items listed below. Sorry, that was a screen from another council. I apologize. Kind of threw me off there, got off base. You got to remember, Kevin and I are doing this. We've been doing this for about a month straight. We're at a different council every day, and everybody's selling a different product. So I apologize. If we do make a mistake, and so we put something in, instead of ordering 10 cans of cashews, I order 100 cans of cashews. Uh-oh, and I've already hit submit. Well, we can go in and change any order you like. So here's the order ID right here. You just click on that. It'll have the date, it'll have the troop number, so it's well organized. You can go in, the troops can go in, so service units or troops can change this. You go in and just edit it. Click on it, it'll pop up, you can edit anything you like on it. Do you have a question? No?
I do.
Yes.
If a troop orders 9 cans of nuts, will it automatically bump it up to a case?
No. It's going to give you 9 cans of nuts.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly what you ordered.
Yeah, to the piece. Is that good? Is that different what you've done in the past? Is that what you're asking?
Cookies is different.
Cookies is, oh yeah, cookies, yeah. I think the sheer volume of cookies is why they do it that way. So, obviously we ride on the coattail of cookies and we bow to cookies. We understand. Cookies are king.
That initial order to be in cases.
Right, yeah.
And is delivery
service unit for the nuts, or is it to each individual people, or how does that
No,
work?
to the service unit, and then they'll pick up from the service units. Is that right, Heather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why Jeannie's sort of saying, you know, you might want to encourage them to round up because that's less counting for you. So, but they
Right.
don't have to.
I
so.
encourage the initial order to be in a case.
It's only gonna be one order
Right.
on this.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right. But yeah, she's encouraging rounding up to 12, encouraging to round up to cases
That's
for
a
the
great
whole
idea.
troop, so
I
that,
like that, yeah.
because if you have a big service unit, that's a lot of counting you're going to do otherwise to go.
Right.
You
It's
know,
easier to
with
count
12
case
products,
than count
yeah,
line.
and with
Right.
12 different product lineups to count, you know, 3 cases plus 2 of this, and 2
Oh,
cases
yeah.
plus 4 of this. So that's kind of Jeannie's tip to everyone is encourage them to think about how they could round up to their troop, because that's going to make your life easier.
Absolutely. You know, the other tip, I know Jeannie's already thinking about this, and we've talked a little bit about receipts. No matter if it's your best friend next door and they're coming over to pick up product, and this is like the milk chocolate thing, we've heard it 1,000 times, but to avoid problems, make sure you count it, make sure they count it, everybody counts it, they have to sign off on it, and the receipt wins, right? Whoever signed off on the receipt, that's the winner, right there, because somebody comes back and says, hey, I drove down the street, come back, and you know, you shorted me a can of chocolate covered raisins. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you always count it.
I have a question.
Yes.
So the troops, everybody has access to that page and can manipulate it, can change volumes and things?
In the troop, but it would change the order. Until the lockout date. See, that's why we have that lockout button, because once that date hits, everything's frozen. So they can't change anything at that point.
But that's the page that shows the whole service unit's sales. So
Well, you as a service unit can see all the troops. One troop can only get into their area.
Okay.
They can't get into another, yeah.
They can't go in and say, oh no, I didn't get 12, I only got 9, and change that. They can't
Okay.
change
Yeah.
what they've got.
Right. So, yeah, good question though. Troop can only see their own troops. So, all right, entering payments. Very simple again under views. We had orders, now we have payments, and also there's troops down there. We'll click on payments. But once again, we talked about the reports. Reports are over here. And also I'm going to point out another button, the help button right there. I have another slide for this, but I'm going to jump ahead on that. There's a tutorial on this, so it'll look exactly like this, and that will be online for you. I apologize, that's not up. They took it down for repair. It should be up Monday, is what my understanding is. So this PowerPoint that you're seeing for the TNOS portion anyways will be up there. You click help, anybody can go on and see that. Okay, so entering payments, you just click payments right there. This, by the way, is the report section. This is what the troops will see. So they don't even see the service unit reports. They can't pull those up. All of our online forms, every form that we have printed is online. So you can go in and print that out. Anything from receipts to just any page. It's all PDF right here. So you just go on and print it out.